In this how-to, we will be looking at the configuration options that need to be completed once ActiveSpaces has been installed. These configuration options will set up your ActiveSpaces environment ready for use. Once ActiveSpaces has been installed, the first thing that needs to be set up are some edits to the .bashrc file. To find this file, select the TIBCO Home on the desktop, scroll through the list to find .bashrc. Right-click and select Open with Gedit. This opens the file in a text editor. Partway down the file, you'll find a list of environment variables. At the top of this list, enter a new environment variable for AS_home. This should point at your ActiveSpaces installation directory. The next environment variable that needs to be configured is the Classpath. You'll see this already exists, but it's currently commented out. Uncomment the Classpath line, then append the AS_home environment variable to the end of this Classpath line, and append the lib directory. Next, underneath Classpath, add a new property for LD library path. This needs to point at your ActiveSpaces installation directory, so we can use AS_home, and to the lib folder within there. This also needs to point at the rendezvous lib directory. These two variables need to be at the start of the LD library path. To ensure this is the case, we export LD library path to equal to AS_home, then RV_home, and at the end we put in our LD library path environment variable. Next, underneath the LD library path, we need to set up TIBCO ActiveSpaces Home ESC. This again should point at the ActiveSpaces installation directory. Finally, we will uncomment the path environment variable line, and we amend our path to include our ActiveSpaces Home lib folder, our ActiveSpaces Home bin folder, also the lib and bin folders for rendezvous, and we add another option at the end of the path which points to our ant directory. This is used so that we can compile our Java programs. Once these are completed, the file can be saved and closed. Next, we need to make some changes to two TRA files, one within BW and one within Designer. These changes are put in place so that we add our ActiveSpaces home directory, so that when we're using BW and Designer, it can find the correct home for ActiveSpaces. To do this, we need to open up BW Engine and Designer TRA files using Gedit. Using a file browser, we find these files one at a time, right-click and select Open with Gedit. The first thing we change is the TIBCO environment variable for AS_home, and we specify the path to our ActiveSpaces installation directory. Next, further down, we edit our tibco.env.path, and we add AS_home/lib to the start of that path, so that ActiveSpaces is the first thing in that path. Finally, we do the same thing for the TIBCO env LD library path, again adding AS_home/lib to the start of that path. It's also important to ensure you have the correct Java version installed. To check this, open a terminal window and type Java -version. You should see that you have a 64-bit version of Java installed. Next, we need to edit the machine's host file. We need to input the machine's IP address. In a terminal window, we navigate to sbin and we use the command ifconfig. The machine's IP address can be found near the top. That then needs to be the first line in the hosts file, as shown. To verify that our ActiveSpaces environment is now set correctly, we'll start AS Agent. Launch a terminal window, navigate to the bin directory, and then run as-agent. You should see that the agent starts up and connects to a metaspace with no errors. Once we've done this, we can then first verify that our ActiveSpaces home environment variable is working correctly. To do this, launch a terminal window and type echo $as_home. It should return the value which matches the path to our installation. Once we've done that, navigate to the Java directory within AS Home, under Examples Java, and then we can compile our Java programs. Type ant. This will compile all the Java programs in the directory, and you should see a successful message at the end. Once this is completed, we can start AS Admin. To do this, in our terminal window, navigate to ashome/lib, and then to start AS Admin, we run the command java -jar as-admin.jar. Once the AS Admin prompt is available, type connect, and this should connect us to the metaspace. You've now successfully configured ActiveSpaces, ready for use.
You can find more training material and other resources at activespaces.tibco.com, and you can communicate with other TIBCO users at tibcommunity.com, and you can find other training options at 10.tibco.com. Thanks for watching.